It's a policy causing a lot of controversy at a Kentucky high school. Coming up, more on a meeting to discuss access to the bathrooms in between classes.
Hear from the woman who rushed to help the driver that ran into this apartment complex.
Oh, I was terrified, because I didn't know where it was at, or how bad it was or anything.
It was a disturbing wake-up call for many people living in a Nicholasville apartment complex. How some families are without a home after a fire damaged the building.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. Some families in central Kentucky are without a home tonight after a fire damaged their apartments.
It happened early this morning at a home divided into several apartments on Edgewood Drive in Nicholasville. WKYT's Victor Puente talked to people living in the building who got a surprise wake-up call from firefighters. He has our top story at 5:30.
From the outside, this building doesn't look that damaged. You can see some soot on the windows and gutters. But inside the apartment, where firefighters believe the fire started, damage has left that unit unlivable. It was around 3:30 this morning when firefighters began pounding on Talina Williamson's door, telling her the building she lived in was on fire.
Oh, I was terrified, because I didn't know where it was at, or how bad it was or anything.
The fire chief says it started in the laundry room of the front upstairs apartment. The 2 people who were in there managed to escape. The 5 people living below them got out when one of them smelled smoke.
We all just grabbed what we could grab and left out of the apartment, and we've been out here ever since 3:30 this morning.
The owner of the building told me one unit was destroyed. The apartment below it had some smoke and water damage, but he expected the other 3 apartments to be ready by next week. The people living here say they're glad no one was hurt.
And when we come out, all you could see was going down the hallway was nothing but flames.
It was coming out of the top building over here. It was bad. It's pretty bad, yeah.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The chief told us he believes it's accidental. The owner of the building said the room where the fire started had a dryer and a light. He said investigators told him they believed that spark may have started in one of those. In Nicholasville, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The Red Cross is helping families displaced by the fire by giving them places to stay until their homes are repaired. It has been a cooler and cloudier day here in the Bluegrass. Certainly a change, though, from what we have seen in these last few days.
And some bigger changes are on the way. Chris has been talking about this for, at least about a week now. More with Chris on the potential for snow.
Yeah, a little snow this time of year. Certainly, normally, guys, no big deal. But this winter, it's been rather snowless across central and eastern Kentucky. And 24 hours from now, we're going to have precipitation breaking out in the form of rain and some snow, with an increasing threat for some snow around here as we go into Friday night, courtesy of this storm system, same one we were tracking yesterday that was just cruising out of New Mexico into West Texas with some big time snows there. It is out across the Houston area. Look at the moisture that is streaming out ahead of this. Some big time thunderstorms out in the Gulf of Mexico. That's a sure sign you're dealing with a potent storm system. That storm is going to take a track by tomorrow that will be almost due eastward toward the Florida Panhandle, then eventually for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. What that does for us, it throws a little rain in here that at times will mix with some snow tomorrow afternoon. By tomorrow evening, though, temperatures are going to come down enough so that we will notice a little zone of some moderate snows trying to break out into central and eastern Kentucky. That will then make its way into the eastern part of the state early on Saturday, and all of that mess then impacting parts of the East Coast. So your snowfall chance as we go into late tomorrow, better chance for some out-and-out sticking snows tomorrow night, anywhere from maybe a coating to an inch or 2 in some areas. But it's bands of accumulations that I will be tracking with your hour-by-hour forecast when I come back in just a few minutes.
He served Kentucky for more than 30 years. Tonight, people across this state are remembering former governor and U.S. Senator Wendell Ford. Ford died this morning at his home in Owensboro. He had been undergoing chemotherapy for lung cancer. Ford was 90 years old. Coming up at 6 tonight, you'll hear from political leaders about how they are remembering Mr. Ford. And tonight, we're learning the judge executive in Menifee County has died. James Trimble lost his battle with cancer last night. Trimble dedicated 30 years of his life to the Menifee County school system. He spent that time teaching, serving as a principal, bus driver, and coaching of the girls' basketball team. It's now up to the governor to choose a new judge executive.
Some scary moments this morning for people living in an apartment complex. Tonight, we are learning more about a Lexington crash. Police say a driver lost control of his car and slammed into the corner of an apartment building. It happened just after 10 at the Mount Tabor Apartments near Alumni Drive and Yellowstone Parkway. Tonight, we've learned the driver has been charged with DUI. Investigators believe 33-year-old Jeffrey Lodge was high on drugs when he overdosed, causing him to crash. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy found the one woman who lives on the top floor of the apartment and rushed to get help after that crash.
When the driver lost control, fire crews tell us he managed to miss this tree and the two red cars parked in this parking lot before hitting the corner of the apartment complex.
My daughter's room is right above it. Yeah. So I'm just thankful that no one got hurt. It really could have been worse off.
Andrea Tuttle was standing directly above the apartment a driver ran into Thursday morning.
That window right there, that's where I was standing, right in front of that window. And so that immediate boom, yeah, I knew that it was impact on the building. I didn't know whether to look out the front or the back, and so I just went out the back door because I can see more, and there it was. And so I bent down immediately because he was conscious and looking around, and I bent down immediately to look at him and ask him if he was okay.
Firefighters rushed the driver, Jeffrey Lodge, to the hospital. Police cited him for driving under the influence and a number of other traffic offenses. Officers say he overdosed on illegal narcotics before crashing into this building.
We are not sure this time what actually happened or what caused the accident. Police is investigating this. As you can see, the structure suffered some damage, actually in a load-bearing wall. We're going to have to shore it up.
The family living on the first floor luckily wasn't home when the wreck happened.
I was all shooken up. I called my dad and was like, me and my daughter probably need a place to live for a while.
Two families have to find a new place to stay tonight. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Well, fire crews still are not sure of the extent of the driver's injuries. Officers say he will go to jail when released from the hospital. The Red Cross is also working with one family there to secure a new place to live tonight.
The mother of a Kentucky teenager accused of going on a cross-country crime spree with her boyfriend was back in court today. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Grayson County. 13-year-old Cheyenne Phillips and 18-year-old Dalton Hayes were found last weekend in Florida. Cheyenne's mother, Sherry Peters, was in court this morning for an arraignment on a custodial interference charge. Peters lost custody and visitation rights of Cheyenne years ago, but the two had recently been seeing each other. Police say Peters went to Cheyenne's home on January 3rd and picked her up. And that's the same day she was reported missing. The judge entered a not guilty plea on her behalf and set her bond at $50,000. In Taylor County, the sheriff's office is investigating after a man got trapped in a grain bin and died. Deputies in Manville say that 64-year-old Joseph Blandford had climbed into the bin to unclog something. They say soybeans then piled on top of him. The coroner tells us it took his team nearly 6 hours to get him out. Blandford was pronounced dead at the scene. And in Powell County, police are trying to track down the person responsible for a string of vandalism cases. Take a look at these pictures. This is what people in Stanton discovered the day after Christmas. Police say that several lights in the Stanton City Park were damaged and knocked down. They are also asking anyone with information about the damage and the vandalism to give them a call.
Leaders at an eastern Kentucky school are meeting right now to determine if a new controversial policy is working. Bathrooms at Breathitt County High School are locked during classes. Students who need to use the restroom have to sign in at the front office first. The principal says the new policy started this week because of ongoing problems with students.
Well, we felt like it was a cultural issue with kids chewing tobacco and using our bathrooms sort of in a negative way with tobacco use, both smoking and chewing tobacco.
The principal says some parents have complained about the policy. He says bathrooms are still open between classes, before school, and during lunch. A group of Fort Campbell soldiers helping to fight Ebola in West Africa will soon return home. About 50 soldiers are expected to arrive home tonight. The group left for West Africa back in October. Since then, they've been training doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers. All of the troops had to undergo 21 days of monitoring before returning home.
It is tax season, and a recent story on the internet has some people freaking out. The headline reads, 2014 federal tax refunds to be delayed until October 15th. Well, that prompted this good question from Mary of Beattyville. If the federal government is going to be late sending out tax refunds, will they be paying the taxpayer interest on their refunds, since they charge interest if the taxpayer is late paying them? It's a good question. Well, hear me loud and clear. This is a hoax. Let me repeat, this is not true. While it might sound believable to some people, neither the White House or the IRS has made any announcement about a scheduled delay to tax season or held refunds. This story from the National Report uses fabricated quotes from the White House, but a lot of people appear to believe it. So just to make sure, I checked with several Lexington CPAs today who say they've heard nothing about federal refunds being pushed back to October. It is simply not true. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.